Hello and welcome to Festive Sentimeter. I'm Parikshit Luthra. India's festive season has kicked off with a bang, with robust demand coming in from consumers across multiple sectors. The Confederation of All India Traders has estimated business worth 50,000 crore rupees and more across India over the next 10 days, which indicates a 43% year-on-year jump in retail business. Retail Association of India has also estimated an uptick in jewellery and garment sales this month. However, the auto industry body has thrown caution to the wind. In its report, FADA has highlighted that despite the onset of festivals including Ganesh Chaturthi and Onam, dealers have reported that the performance has been largely stagnant. The report has further reiterated that overall market sentiment during festive periods has been underwhelming, with the trend leaning towards flat or negative growth. However, FADA hopes that Navratri and Diwali will uplift overall sales in the sector. Joining us now to take this forward are Sai Giridhar, Vice President of the Federation of Indian Automobile Dealers. Also with us, Anurag Katrayar, founder of Indigo Hospitality and trustee of the National Restaurant Association of India. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us, and a very happy festive season, and wishing the best to your associations and members all across the country. Mr. Giridhar, if I can begin with you, it's not been a great year for the auto sector so far. We've seen sales, especially in the month of September, there was quite of a downward trend that we saw across segments. In fact, the PV growth was just about 1%. How do you expect October to be now that Navratri and Diwali are all happening together?
Yeah, hi Parikshit. Happy festivity to you also. So, if we talk about the festivity period, so it's a crucial period for the auto industry, especially from the period where we are coming out from. Last few months have been not as per the expectation, but we are optimistic as far as the festivity is concerned, because we take the festival period. We started from the 1st of Navratra. We calculate 42 days if you talk about, and first 8 days of Navratri has been very encouraging. We see a positive trend across all these segments, and overall we are expecting approximately 20 to 25% growth over last year. And there is a reason why I'm saying this to you, is because if you talk about last year during the same festivity period, there were close to 39 lakh vehicles which were sold in this period, which was a growth of approximately 19% over 2022 festivity period. If you remember correctly, 2023, the models, variants, dealers were still struggling. Customers were not getting the right models, right colors, right variants. There was a shortage as far as the vehicles are concerned in overall segment. This year, it's been opposite. We dealers are flooded with stock. We've got a lot of stock with us. In fact, PV, the stocks are crossing the border, I should say, close to 80,000 crores of stock, 8 lakh vehicles across India with dealers. So this is the right time. We expect the discounts are at the peak. The colors are available, the variants are available. This is probably the right time for customers to come in, buy the vehicles, and the deliveries would be readily available. And we're quite optimistic, quite hopeful that probably this time around we'll see a reverse trend, and we'll see the growth which we expect.
All right, so you're expecting a 20 to 25% growth, and you're saying that vehicles are readily available. So we'll come to the discounting in just a bit. Let me get in Mr. Anurag as well. Mr. Anurag, is the Restaurant Association and restaurants across the country also seeing a boom in business across the country? Do you see any uniform trend?
So, hi Parikshit, first of all, happy festive season to you as well, and to you as well, Giridhar. So right now, guys, I'm coming live from the festive city of Kolkata. Kolkata is bustling. There is no place to get in any restaurants. It's such a music to the ears to hear this, and such a lovely sight. Every place is full, and this is the advent of the festive season, which will carry on till New Year's Eve and little beyond that as well. What we are definitely seeing right now is the trend is not very uniform, because that was your pointed question. Obviously, because Pujo has a greater significance in the eastern part and northern part of the country. It doesn't have a similar sentiment in, let's say, Mumbai or Ahmedabad as it is in Kolkata or say Cuttack. So the trends are not identical, But there is definitely a growth. Kolkata, I've been here for last couple of days. I think it's magical. The way you see people on the streets till 4 in the morning, there is definitely an increased consumption all across. And I think this is, to me, I mean, for us, the beginning of Navratri is actually a slow period, because that's when people are still fasting, not eating non-vegetarian food, etc. Now is the time when the consumption will see a boom, and it will continue till towards the end of January and so on.
All right, so you're seeing a strong consumption all across West Bengal, and you expect consumption to grow till January. But any pan-India picture that you're picking up from your members? Any trends that they pick up?
See, there is increased consumption in every place in India, but it is just that the amount of consumption growth you are seeing could be very high, 30-40%. Or more than that, actually, in West Bengal. We don't have the data yet of last few days, but it may be a little more subdued in, let's say, a Bangalore or a Chennai. But the growth is there because it's no more a regional festivity that we are talking about. There are enough Bengalis living in Mumbai and there are enough Odias living in Chennai. So there are festivities that are happening. There is an increased consumption across the board, just to sum it up.
Yeah.
But the degree of increase could be varying from region to region, city to city.
All right. Let me go back to Mr. Girdhar at this point. Mr. Girdhar, talking about discounting, you mentioned one point that vehicles are readily available with dealers and there is very high amount of stock. Almost every company is offering a discount right now. What is the highest level of discounting that we are seeing right now? If anyone was to go to buy a car or any popular SUV for that matter, what would be the kind of discounts available on an average?
I can only tell you one thing, the discounts are at the peak level. Probably you can compare it to the level of 2020 when we were shifting from BS4 to BS6. So those are the type of discounts which are available in the market. And see, there is a reason behind this discounting. The stock levels are very high at the dealership. The manufacturers, they realize the position. The financiers are also getting a bit jittery. So there are kind of some waves within the auto industry, and probably everyone realizes, be it dealers or be it OEMs, be it bankers, financiers, everyone realizes that this is the time wherein the customers are there in the market, because we are seeing somewhat a kind of a pent-up demand also. It's there in the market because if you see from the summers wherein the temperatures had gone up to 50 degrees, the customers could not probably go to the showrooms and take their vehicles. And probably last few months, it has been raining like crazy in most of the parts in India. So probably these are also the factors, and because of which there is a pent-up demand which is there. And to liquidate the stock, probably you have to give the discountings, and there is no other way. There is no other mean, barring few vehicles which are the new launches from couple of manufacturers. Rest everything is available off the shelf and with handsome discount. I can say that.
So if I were to ask you, if anybody wanted to go and buy a Scorpio today or a Creta for that matter, is that readily available off the shelf?
Absolutely. And you get all these schemes
so
also.
That's something. That's saying something.
Yeah.
That's saying something. Anurag, if I were to ask you about consumption patterns, what do you think people across the country are consuming more this festive season? Of course, there are some traditional food items in West Bengal, but across the board, what is the change in consumption pattern that you see? What is the kind of ordering that you're seeing from customers across the country?
Honestly, not very significant change right now. It will change as we get deeper into the high season. Right now, because it is very driven by the festivities, so, the consumption is also around that. It's largely towards the Indian cuisine and several regional variants of that. But number two to that right now, what I have been seeing and is the what I call the Indian Chinese is something which is very, very popular, and these are the trends. This is also right now because we have come through a very what we call the toughest part of the year, which is something is starting from the Shraddh and then Ganpati in Mumbai, and so on and so forth. This is the time when people are not consuming alcohol. We believe that now, from here on, the consumption of alcohol, or what we call, the ratio of alcohol sale to the food, will grow from here. But food-wise, I think so far it's largely Indian and a little bit of what I call Indian Chinese, if you may. They are ruling the roost right now.
Right. Any difference that you see in urban, maybe rural areas? If you could give us a sentiment picture, do you see people holding back purchases in some parts of the country, or you think there is a uniform uptick?
No, in fact, very interesting question, Parikshit. Let me tell you, the tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities of India is showing a far better growth in terms of percentage. See, in absolute terms, they may still be far away from a tier 1 city, but the growth in tier 2 is massive. In fact, somebody very nicely told me that so far India was consuming, now Bharat is consuming. In a very, I mean, I don't agree to this analogy of India and Bharat. Bharatvarsh is Bharatvarsh. But tier 2, tier 3 sentiments in terms of pure percentage growth is far stronger than tier 1.
All right, that definitely says something. Let me go back to Sai Girdhar at this point. Mr. Girdhar, if this festive season is to be spoken about, are you seeing a uniform sentiment in terms of buying both in rural and urban areas? Are people really going for the vehicles of their choice, or do you see people downgrading?
So, first of all, if you talk about urban and rural, H1, if you talk about H1, the silver lining is that there is a growth in the rural demand, and we see that once the rural demand picks up, the overall trend goes high, and we're back to the normal days. If you talk about the choice, yes, definitely the choice is with the consumer today, and whatever he likes, he's going in with those vehicles only. As far as the downgrading is concerned, I don't think that is the case, because today the finance is available, the EMIs, you can go up to 8 years as far as the EMIs are concerned. So that's not the trend that people are downgrading themselves. I guess probably because of the variants which are available, the vehicles which are available, customers are going in with the vehicle of their choice, of the color of their choice. So that's available in the market.
All right. And finally, I can see a big Volvo poster right behind you, and you're a Volvo dealer as well, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Usually around Diwali, we do see luxury cars being sold in very large numbers, and that's because people schedule their deliveries like that. Do you expect the luxury segment to get a big boost on days such as Dhanteras, Diwali for that matter?
You're absolutely right. There were years wherein luxury cars used to sell only in the months of March and September. Probably gone are those days. Today, during festivity, people buy these cars like crazy, irrespective of the value that these cars have. And yes, we expect a luxury segment to pick up. Is actually, if you see, luxury segment is doing pretty well in India, and probably festivity is the time wherein you get that extra boost, and you tend to sell more.
All right, Mr. Girdhar and Mr. Anurag, thank you very much. It's been an enjoyable conversation, and wishing you a very happy festive season and all the best for the festive season as well. We're taking a break here on CNBC TV 18, but don't go anywhere. We're getting your mood check from across the country and how businessmen are leveraging the sentiment in the market. A special report on how Durga Puja celebrations are benefiting local businesses when we are back. Durga Puja is not just about the victory of good over evil or the celebration of the many aspects of the goddess. It's become an economic event, not just for corporate houses and businesses, but the organizations that organize the pavilions. CNBC TV18's Meghna Sen, who visited the Durga Puja pavilion in New Delhi's Chittaranjan Park, reports that this partnership not only enhances the cultural experience but also boosts local businesses.
This is Chittaranjan Park in New Delhi. It's synonymous with Durga Puja in the national capital as it houses one of the most popular Durga Puja pavilions every year. Known as the heart of Delhi's Bengali community, CR Park hosts Durga Puja each year that draws hundreds and thousands of people. And this year it's grander than ever. But beyond this glitz and grandeur, the economy of the celebrations are really fascinating. From local businesses to large corporate houses like ONGC, GAIL and NTPC, the place is buzzing with hoardings and banners, flexes and kiosks, as every sponsor looks to grab the attention and take root in the memories of the thousands of people who flock here to celebrate the goddess's victory over Mahishasura. For the organizers, this year is special.
This year we are celebrating 49th year of celebration, and our theme is traditional yet modern puja. We are now celebrating Durga Puja after COVID. So the first year of the COVID was not so good, but year by year, like sponsors are coming up front and supporting us.
For companies, sponsoring the event is not a one-off. It's increasingly being built into their annual promotional budgets. The sponsorships, which often cross 70 lakh rupees and even cross 1 crore rupees on occasion, have helped the pavilion organizers expand the scope and grandeur of their celebrations. This is the Mela Ground Puja at CR Park, a centerpiece of Delhi's Durga Puja celebrations. With a budget of about 1 crore, it's a stunning display of culture and craftsmanship. For the sponsors, the crowd, which often crosses 50,000 people per day, are a big draw. And some big names are here for the visibility that offers.
We are having a huge rush. It starts from Panchami onwards and gradually it increases. On the day of Ashtami and Navami, we have the highest number of footfalls and it goes up to 60 to 70,000 persons per day. Our main sponsors are corporate houses, public sector undertakings, public sector banks and individual entities also. So our main sponsors are Indian Oil Corporation, IREDA, GAIL, Canara Bank, State Bank of India and Airtel Payment Bank, Ellen Soli.
The retailers and small business owners who participate are also betting on the festivities to build their coffers. The Confederation of All India Traders, or CAIT for instance, expects to generate business of over 50,000 crore rupees nationwide. Delhi alone is projected to contribute over 8,000 crore rupees over the 3-day period. And as the celebrations pick up pace and fervor, it becomes more than just a religious festival. It becomes a cultural phenomenon that marries tradition, community and commerce. In New Delhi, Meghna Sen.
All right, from CR Park, let's get you a larger picture on festivities across the country. Yes, this is the time of the year when customers usually flock to stores to avail discounts and offers on their favorite items. Will the quick commerce and e-commerce boom slice into the sales of brick and mortar stores this year? Timsi Jaipuria with this special report.
The festive season is here and retails, irrespective of platform and size, are going all out to snare customers and give sales a boost. Whether it's top brands that are household names or small brands that are trying to make a mark, there's something from everyone for everyone. And the first few weeks of the festive season suggest that brick and mortar stores are seeing as much of a bump in sales as e-commerce and quick commerce platforms, and that the charm of visiting a store to pick up clothes and sweets and gadgets and gifts is very much in evidence.
This year, we hope to do, around 15% even, probably. We can't really give a forward-looking statement, but at the same time, I can say double-digit bullish. The consumer trends, especially with quick commerce, you can see that quite a bit of the commodities, what is requiring no planning, that has shifted to the quick commerce space, if I may say so. At the same time, customers are very aware and of wanting to live a life. Where we come into the picture is to have experiential retailing.
As always during the festive season, the customer is king, and the options are numerous. According to e-commerce tech firm Unicommerce, order volumes are 20% higher in the first 4 days of the festive season this year. That's between the 26th and the 29th of September than a year ago. During the same period, gross merchandise value also increased 24% over last year. Clothing and fashion accessory stores, both offline and online, have seen the highest footfalls, and the sales have jumped 32% from a year ago. Other product categories that have seen notable increase in volumes include travel accessories, watches, and kids apparel. Experts expect this momentum to continue as the festive season progresses and believe both online and offline stores will do well.
We expect the market to be at about $22 billion. Online markets, which are actually currently running all the sales in the festive season sales, are expecting a GMV of about $12 billion. So they are expecting a growth of about 20 to 25%, and balance would definitely come from the brick and mortar perspective. On an overall basis, if I look at it, on the brick and mortar, on the high street retail, we expect sales to increase by 10 to 12% on an annualized basis.
With indications of a good festive season in play and a robust wedding season to follow, store owners, retailers, online platforms and vendors are hoping that this trend is not going to die down or be disrupted anytime soon. In New Delhi, Timsi Jaipuria.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Newscentre. More news and updates continue right here.